Hi there, this is an exam question from the 2016 Exam 1. This is from the Geometry and Trigonometry module, and it is question 4. So all the towns in the state of Victoria are on the same time zone. Mallacoota has 38 degrees south, 150 degrees east, and Portland is on 38 degrees south and 142 east, are two coastal towns in the state of Victoria. On one day in January, the sun rose in Mallacoota at 6:03 a.m. Assuming that the 15 degrees longitude equates to 1 hour time difference, the time that the sun was expected to rise in Portland is, and we have a range of times before the 6:03 in Mallacoota and a range of times after the 6:03, and there is one that is the same time. So the first thing we need to do is let's draw onto a sphere the locations that these two places are on. So what we can do here is let's draw in north, south, east and west. So north, south, east and west. And let's put in our equator going around to make this a 3D object. So Mallacoota is 38 degrees south, and so is Portland. So if we go south of the equator, down here to 38 degrees south, and 38 degrees south, and we put the center, and we can take our line around. So there's our lines of longitude. And let's put in the two places for Mallacoota and Portland. So Mallacoota is 150 degrees east and Portland is 142 degrees east. So if we take this line around here as our prime meridian line, which is 0 degrees, we are coming around this way as east. So yeah, we'll use that as 0. So we're going to come around for the first one, which is 150 degrees, which is, let's just put here. We're going to call that one 150 degrees east. And if we go on the next one, we've got 142 degrees east, which is Portland. So 142 degrees from 0 isn't as far as 150, so let's just draw it around here. And there's our second location. So let's label these as, and this one's 142 degrees east. So let's do our two locations. So this one here is Portland. We'll give that as a P, and this one here is Mallacoota. Let's give that as an M. So the difference between these two places is a longitude of 8 degrees. So we can place in 8 degrees. So from the question, we know that 15 degrees, it equates to 1 hour. And I'm going to write this down, 1 hour as 60 minutes. And then we can actually work out how many minutes it takes per single degree. So to calculate that, all we need to do is go 60 divided by 15, which equals 4. So for every 1 degree, it takes 4 minutes. So we've broken this down now to try and work out what the time difference is between Mallacoota and Portland. So if it's 8 degrees, and per degree it takes 4 minutes, 8 times 4 is 32 minutes time difference between the two places. So this is where the common misconception does arise in this question. So looking back, Melbourne, all towns across Melbourne are all on the same time zone. So we are currently working in terms of time using longitude, but we're not so much as working in time difference. So Portland and Mallacoota are on the same time zone. So if it's 6:03 in Mallacoota, it's 6:03 in Portland. But what this question is actually asking is the time the sun is expected to rise in Portland. So the key word's rise. So when the sun gets to Mallacoota, Portland is still dark. So we've got to 32 minutes later wait for the sun to hit Portland. That's what the question is actually asking. And the key thing is that it says we're on the same time zone. So Portland and Mallacoota, as I said, are current at the same time. They're 6:03 in the morning. but the sun gets to Portland 32 minutes later. So when the sun rises at 6:03, we need to add another 32 minutes before the sun rises in Portland, which this will take us to 6:35 a.m., which is E. If we have a look at our assessor's comments here, this is question 4, only 26% of the cohort got this question correct. And there's a large number over here of 36% went for A. So if we look at 36% for A, we're looking at 5:31 in the morning. So I believe that a lot of students in this question, the misconception was that they were looking for what is the time in Portland when it's 6:03 in Malakuta. As it says there, we are on the same time zone, so we're not comparing the two places' current times because they're actually the same time. We're asking for when the sun comes around and rises in Portland, which is the 32 minutes after 6:03. So this is a question where it's been tricky the way they've worded it. A lot of the students have gone and taken the time off the 6:03, so taken the 32 minutes and got to the 5:31 answer as A. Hopefully this has helped you understand how some of the words in the questions can mislead you or try to trick you. But as I said, this question is a time zone question, is on the same time zone rather than a time zone question. Thank you.